Hi there, DC. Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, good, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. Do
Great.
we have anything on the agenda today that we're actually gonna do, or
Let me just check because I
I
know
am
Ben said he's not going to be
coming.
able
Yeah,
to join today. Um,
and I will do the today is. Are you editing or are you adding today, or you want me to do it?
no, no, go ahead. Feel free to.
Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Today's St. Patrick's Day here. No, I guess it's St. Patrick's Day everywhere in the world, huh?
Yeah.
Ah, see, that's the problem with Americans. We just, like, oh no, it's all about all the stuff we know. Like, no, 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 that's not.
Yeah, my friend from Ireland always reminds me, oh, there's St. Patrick Day coming up.
Uh,
But yeah, there are a lot of celebration in the US as well, right?
yeah, no, they
It's
are. There are, and that's what made me, it's a big drinking day. Um,
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. But one of the things that I did one of the things that I decided when I decided to do this in VC, yeah, was I would give up drinking until we made our first million. So that's the goal.
Oh wow. So you better get to it quickly.
Yes, I know, man. You have no idea.
Hello, David.
Hello. Do we have agenda items? Or I know we have oh wait, but we had a release go out though, right?
Yeah, so there was I made the release for the Go SDK.
Mm-hmm.
We made the release, I mean, the 0.5. We should be doing the 0.5.1 because there was a bug in 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so everything is ready for that. I think, yeah, so Ben wanted to do it at this time. Last time I did it just to make
Okay.
sure that, so that's the only thing. But other than that, yeah. So I think usually we go through like kind of outstanding PRs
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure if there is anything ready to merge or that we need to discuss. So I think unless there is anything else, we can do that.
Yeah, no, let's do that.
Okay. Um, Let me see.
What does the free plan limit that we're approaching mean?
What is free bike? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Does it mean like we need to take some of this and make it smaller, or does it mean like the days that, well, you know what? Let me just see. What did they say?
Yeah, I think we in the past we archived
Hmm.
uh, nodes, but I've seen that we've done it like 2022, 2023, and then we've not done it anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So maybe we should be archiving, like
Yeah.
moving older meeting nodes to separate files so we don't get that limit. Then we'll, I guess, hit another limit, the limit of number of files maybe, but let's get to that when we get to the point. Okay.
Yeah, if we yeah, that's weird. Can we move some of them to like Google Docs or something like that? Like archive them in Google? In
Yeah, we
Google
could.
Drive, I guess, and then that should
Yeah.
help us with that problem.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a file limit or not. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I'm
we
reading
could,
it. The limit is 20 megs.
but the number of files as well.
It's not the number of files, it's the storage limit. At least that's what it
Oh,
says. Well, that's what the AI is telling me. Let me go to the
As it's a markdown files, maybe we can just copy it into the GitHub repository, community GitHub repository.
oh yeah,
yeah, that would work too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
even
can do
better.
that and delete everything else if we don't need.
See, that's
Makes
what we need,
sense.
David. That's what we need you. Like, just clear, concise, do the right thing. Thank you, David.
Um, okay. Do, 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 do. Anyone wants to volunteer for doing that?
Yeah, I can take that as an action item.
Oh, thanks. That easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is one of you share his screen or not?
Um,
Oh
no,
yeah,
not
can
yet.
you share your screen?
Yes,
Andrea,
yes. I was just preparing my desktop to remove everything that is not needed.
yeah.
Uh, okay. So here we go. Do you see my
Yes, I
Yes.
do.
notes? Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. With that, I think we can have a look at PRs. Alrighty. Okay, so we have the implement schema version update automation. I think on this, the last comment was from Ben. Oh no, from David. Sorry. Yeah, so that we decided to stick with JavaScript. So this PR needs to be reworked basically instead of using Python, so we don't use another
Yes.
project.
So it's why as I mentioned, I keep this task open until I work on it.
Thanks. Then we have the one about relaxing the length schema to support the main level identifiers. I think Ben updated this one, but I had not a chance to review. Do you have any comments on your side, David?
Yes, because we discussed a lot about it last week,
Okay.
but it was not part of the NANT, and maybe we have a confusion about my needs and the way we want to resume. The idea is to use the relation links, not the end or the past, but just the relation links to be able to link other subject entity that could be generated by by another process. So it could be a pipeline, it could be an environment, etc. And the idea is why those link is today we have mandatory link as part of content, subject content, but I need to add more information. Simple example, when we build an artifact or where we package an artifact, if it's possible, I would like to be able to link the pipeline that trigger maybe the build or host or run the build, and in the other side, be able in the pipeline to say, hey, I will I'm as a pipeline, I'm act as I'm in relation with this kind of artifact. The environment, maybe when I run test, my first purpose is to add more information about test. For example, to say a test is run in this environment against this artifact or against this service, and it was triggered or is part of a pipeline or a task. Because with those information, it will be easier for me to create some kind of correlation and to create the life cycle of an artifact, maybe from the package to the source code or the repository, by jumping by a small jump between those links created by any tools, maybe tools that are not aware of the whole full context. And it's why I ask, and we have the discussion about above about URN, etc. If this information should be part of the domain ID in some form of encoded URN, or if we create a dedicated section, and it's where we have a confusion on the dedicated section. Because for me, it was subject with two types because I need the two information, the type and the ID. And he mentioned context type, so it's not as useful. So we can continue this discussion offline. It will be easier. It's the purpose of PR.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm having my own custom data issues.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I plan to use custom data or tags to do the same. Today, I modify my transformer to replicate the link structure as part of custom data.links. So I put the link into the rule I use to create the transformers.
Okay. Cool. So on the approval events, I think on the content side, that everyone pretty much agreed last time I remember, but there were some changes required, like adding conformance files, making CI passing, basically. Oh, so it's approved. Okay, so the only thing that is missing is DCO. Oh gosh. Why is that? Yes. Okay, I see. Yeah, I think the DCO check requires the signed off in the commit messages, though the commits are verified, but there must be the signed off bit in the commit. So I think it's a minus capital S option in the git command. Yeah, I can ping Ben to see if he can yeah, if you can update that. I don't know, do you know, are there any other?
No, on my side, I approve the change. Just missing the sample, the conformance sample last week, but he had it.
Okay. Then I guess, I mean, all the conversation needs to be resolved. I guess we can then all mark them as resolved. Okay. Yeah, so it's only, so I'll ping Ben to make sure he signs, well, he had the signed off to his commit. And then I think we're ready to move ahead with this and merge it. Exciting. Cool. Okie dokie. And the last one is just depend about spell check GitHub Actions. So I think that should be fine to merge. Any objection?
No.
Sounds good. Okay. Cool. Anything else from anyone?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I work on a proposal, not a proposal for the spec, but a tool to generate the JSON schema.
Yep.
And we say, oh, I could demo it next time, but we didn't have time last week. If you want, I can show you. I didn't work on it since the 2 week. I can present you the repository so you can look at it offline if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to demo it, for sure. The meeting is recorded anyway, so I mean, Ben and yeah, they can catch up on the presentation as well. So let me stop sharing. So if you want to...
because I'm not able to share on my current laptop.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I see.
Sorry,
I see.
I send you the link to open.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
either way, yeah, I'm curious. I'd love to see it.
Okay. Yeah, if that's...
So the as we failed in last year, as I failed last year to generate SDK from the multiple JSON schema or alternative to JSON schema for various reasons explained in another repository. One of the idea was to maybe generate all the JSON schemas that we have from a kind of idea, meta description. So it will be easier to have exactly the same definition of context between all JSON schema, etc., to share information and maybe to generate Markdown else if we want. So I first try with QLong because when I explore it was say, oh, it's a good tool for this purpose in terms of validation. It fails. I explain why. I tried two approach using QLong schema itself to express another schema, and then in the second try below, in fact, I describe JSON schema in QLong, but it requires also some learn. And as I create JSON schema, I try the third approach that works. And as we agree to use JavaScript is to have some kind of meta JSON schema defined in JSON and then use a pretty simple TypeScript, JavaScript code to aggregate those information and generate the multiple JSON schema. The last modification is instead of using JSON for those meta language, I use YAML because it's easier if we want to provide multi-line description in Markdown, etc., than using escaping a string with JSON. So if you can just be a bit larger, we will have the tree on the side. If you can, can you go full screen with maybe we will. No, not larger the font, but
Yeah.
to have no, it's because it's hidden. Can you hit on the button at the button at the left, top left?
Yes. Okay, got it.
So the description is under meta. I commit under schema the generated output. I made it for some small. So by example, just for context, I declare it once in this pseudo JSON schema. It's nearly a JSON schema, but in YAML form. And in subject, where we have the variation, I declare per artifact one file. And then I declare the different variant for content, and at the bottom, for each predicate, I say which variant should be used as content. And inside the tools is the TypeScript. It's the TypeScript, the simple TypeScript used today. It scans this folder, and for each subject, create all predicate JSON schema, all schema for each tuple subject predicate. So, and the output is under the schema folder, if you want. Because one of my goal is also to include description. It's why I add some description to illustrate, because something that is missing today for me, it's the description inside the JSON schema, because it will be a pain to have it always the same if we have to manually keep update. But it will be a plus, in my opinion, for SDK, if we can integrate those descriptions as part of the SDK, that the Rust SDK is generated from the JSON schemas. And Ben mentioned that the new Java SDK will also use the JSON schema. I don't know about the Go, but I think it's the same. You use JSON schema to generate the code, the part of the SDK.
Yeah.
So it could be used.
So,
and because it's a JavaScript code, it will be easier for us to add to custom some rules, etc. Maybe we could add as part of the meta subject some example value, and use those example value maybe to generate the conformance JSON, the expected conformance JSON also, etc., etc. So it's the idea. If you think it's a good idea, I can try to provide more complex example, including links. I think it's what is missing in the current example, and maybe start to create other, and when it's ready, we can transfer ownership of this repository, or I will refactor it into a new repository as part of the spec. Or maybe, no, the idea is to import this as part of the spec tools to generate part of the spec.
yeah,
As part of the spec repository, sorry.
Yeah, I think that should be it. Cool. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, so I mean, this kind of removes all the duplication we have in schema, kind of centralizes. So I think it looks very good to me. I guess
it will not remove, it will just centralize and propagate. So we will still have the JSON schema. But
yeah. Sorry, I didn't express myself correctly. I mean, from a maintainer point of view, I mean, it means you need to do the change in one place, and then the output will be the same. But yeah, so today we have like specific version for specific subject predicate combinations.
yes.
Is that going to be supported by this tool, or?
Yes, one of I think I didn't include it. Yes, as we can have maybe I didn't push it for repository. Maybe I made it just for repository. I made the change. Oh, maybe I forgot to push the change. I add a field as part of the content variant, I think, to add the version.
Cool.
Maybe I forgot it, or to fully declare the to declare part of the type. One of the idea, also why I started 2 weeks ago, it's because when Ben create the approval for create the PR for approval, you have this issue of not missing some field from context, etc. I don't remember exactly. And it will also help us to have some central rules. It's also one of the goals is also to be able to have part of this generate, a way to maybe define some central rules like checking that the generated field are camel case or small or kebab case or etc. Idem for enums. Last week we mentioned that we don't have a definition policy for enums, should be camel case, lowercase, etc.
Yeah.
So that could help in this. So that's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this looks very good. I think once you feel like you're ready for that, if you make a PR, I guess you'll need to add something to the CI process that ensures that the schemas generated schemas are updated with the YAMLs, and then it will be up to contributors to, if they make any change to the schemas, to refresh the YAMLs, and then CI should check that they are up to date. And I mean, when you make that PR, then we'll see, I guess, right away if there are changes in the schemas and where. And
it's one of the issue I have today. I don't have deep control of the field order, so we could have a diff. The diff between generated schema and existing schema could be big just because fields are not in the same order.
I see. Okay, well, maybe we can use some kind of tool to check them. Yeah, we need to think about it. Just for the first PR, just to find a way to compare them regardless of the order. I think it should be possible. Okay, well, thanks for that. I'll put the URL to the repo if that's okay in the notes.
And the second point, but I will push a message on the Slack channel. As part of CDEvents, I include translation, a transformer to automatically translate from CDEvents 0.3 to 0.4 and from 0.4 to 0.5. And people can look, it's very simple transformer. So as we don't create migration or changelog, people can look at them or use CDEvents to do the translation if they want. But I will send a message maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
On Slack channel on this topic.
I mean, would you be interested in hosting those translator into CDEvents, or you prefer to build them on CDV's side?
It is part of CDEvents. It's what I call a transformer. A transformer is a VRL script.
Okay.
So you need to have the runtime, etc., and the runtime is included in CDEvents collector.
Okay,
but you can use it as CLI or as service.
Cool. Yeah. If you can add a link there.
Yes, I will prepare a message tomorrow. And I would like to know if I could also use the Slack channel to promote or to looking for CDEvents user or feedback for user, because I'm looking for some user and some feedback. So if if it's okay to use the Slack channel for it or not, for your point of view.
I don't see why not. I think maybe try to keep it into a thread, or maybe you could announce you could announce like a CDV's channel, like for CDV's users, if you want to join the channel and have conversations there. I think as long as I don't think it has any impact on the Slack free channel, so I don't see an issue with that.
Don't want to create a channel that will be empty all the time. So
yeah, I mean,
just to looking for a user and some feedback. To be honest, I am also looking for a CDEvents user, because today it's not clear for me if some company already using CDEvents internally or not, etc.
Yes, yeah, I mean that would be something interesting to know, so we can try to collect that information regarding CDEvents in general, and tools around CDEvents. So like, are you using CDEvents? I mean, if you want, we could like try and create like a Google form or something where, like, if people feels like sharing if they're using CDEvents and how they're using it, and then you can have like you're using it like as it is, or through some existing platform, and then you can have CDVs as part of the list for sure. If you want to try, to take on to draft something like that, then we can share it on Slack. We can share it on the distribution list. We can put it on the CDEvent channel on the CNCF as well, and try to gather some more information about who's using CDEvents.
Yes, the Google form is interesting. The issue is with Google form, it will be hosted on my account if I create the form.
Okay, I guess we could have it on the CDF account, but yeah, I need to check with Kate, I guess, if we could do that. If you want to use the Google Doc to like draft the form, and then I can check with Kate if we can use.
I can draft a Google form and then ask to replicate it as part of the CDF Google account.
Okay, sounds good. Any thoughts on that, Daisy? Are you okay with that?
I am great with it.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I am great with it.
All right. Let me add it to the note. Sounds good. Anything else?
Yes, sorry, I completely forgot. There is one of the issue I work on the spec. It's about merging source into ID. As part of this issue, my last comment was a question for you and Ben. Ben quickly answered during the last meeting, but want to think more about it. And the question is, because it was part of the proposal, yes, as part is should we still keep the name ID for this field, or should we be rename it into URI or something else? And the first one is, should I change the way it is referencing today? It means today when we, as part of subject content, sometimes we use camel case like artifact ID to reference an artifact. But when we want to reference, for example, environment, pipeline run, service, we use a struct. So what I would like to know if we keep it as is, or if we harmonize to go to the struct or to go to the camel case flattened field.
I think as far as I know, the only exception is the artifact ID, and the reason for
Yes,
that is because we use the Perl there, the package URL, and that was kind of
it's because artifact
including.
was the only one where source was useless from the beginning, but now,
Yeah.
as I will remove the source from the existing struct, it means that we will have only one field into this other part that will be ID. It's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
We could say keep as is, or just or not. It was the question. I just want to know if I made the change also as part of the PR or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would tend to say let's not reuse the field names. Make a new name. So maybe it's clear that we don't have the same field with a different content. Could be confusing. That would be my take, and I think so. And then I think it makes sense to harmonize it, so to include the artifact ID as well in that. So that would be my thoughts, just from a quick thought. But yeah, I mean, I can add a comment on the issue, and then Ben as well can end that easy, or anyone who wants to.
Yeah, I'll take a look too.
It's just to avoid to create the PR, then you have to review with all the change in every schema, etc. just before.
Do you think it makes sense to finish the work on the other JSON schema generation stuff before we do this? So
no, it's there is no order between both. It's
okay.
The purpose of the new JSON schema is this kind of change should become easier.
Yeah, that's why I was saying so.
But today making this, I already did this change in the past, so I can do it.
Okay, cool. So add this to the notes. Just so actually, let me take the link to the comment.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
No, that's all this time.
All right. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, till next time. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Ciao, folks.
Bye.